KZ, do you do downgrades?
Do you downgrades for money? Will you pay us for a downgrade? That's what really makes the difference here between this KZ and the Solitudes. Here we go, baby. Let's see the basement. That's reinforced with a bar that goes all the way to the other side.
And avoid Larry.
Water intruding from the wet bay into the basement. I'm crazy about the old Schwintek. I am in the front basement here. Now, this is a good sized front basement. I am outside of KZ, and this is one of the rigs that we're thinking about getting.
Is this our new rig to replace that GD that got totaled? This is a KZ Durango D240RKD. We're gonna go ahead and check this one out. This is your main living area. Now, we have a kitchen island right now, which people love, but it limits your space. This makes it feel much more roomy. I don't like that it has the vent in the middle of the floor. I'm not sure if we can do anything about that. Now, they do have tons of cabinets, as you can see.
Huge, tons of cabinet space here. I mean, look at all the cabinets here. We're talking about a lot of space. And they got the drawers here. We got big cabinets. That's where the garbage goes on this side. And on this side.
But one of the things that it lacks, all these back windows do not open. For cross breeze, windows are great to look out of, but you need to actually open the windows. I do like that it has all these big windows over here, and all these do open. And we do have this window, big window over here, that also does open. It does have this coat closet that can either be a pantry also. They have lots of cabinets here. This is one of those televators. It does have a fireplace. Number one
thing is that the TV's right there, and we can put our home couch right here. And then what goes over here?
Larry's up desk. It does have a residential fridge, which I'm sick of defrosting the fridge and freezer. So, Larry, just translate this into boondocking and dry camping, and we're set.
Okay. That is a big ass fridge. It's a bigger fridge than I want in a house. Wow. So you got the lock. And then you open this. Okay, good. Well, look at it. They actually have it going. We got the microwave. That looks like we got a nice little oven. Little oven. Not real big, but good enough. What's under here? Oh, big drawer under there. Got a cabinet up above.
So here is the bathroom. Shower is smaller, but this is all we really need. I like it that we're trying to go smaller than our 35-foot fifth wheel. I think they have a lot more storage than we do in our bathroom. But I do not like the little teeny sink. Now for the bedroom. Yes, this is a lot smaller than our current bedroom, but we are never going to get a slide that has a bed in it again. I love that you can go around the bed when you make it. I love that there's all these cabinets here. There's cabinets over here, drawers, and there's even a cabinet over here. And this is a wardrobe slide. One thing I don't like is there's only one window, so again, you don't get a cross breeze. And just like we liked in our GD, if the slide is in, you can still get to your bed. You won't be able to get to these cabinets, but you could just make sure and put what you need in those cabinets up there. The other great thing is they have these nice blinds, which our GD right now has really terrible blinds. And Larry can get in and out of the bed easily, and I can get around the bed easily if I have to and avoid Larry. Okay, check out. We just opened this egress, and I can feel the breeze.
We're back outside the 240 again. I'm going to look around the outside, get a good feel for it. It's got this outdoor kitchen. Honey, talk about the little kitchen here. What do you think about an outdoor kitchen?
Now, I kind of like that it has a little sink, but we have our magma grill.
To be honest with you, I'd rather have more storage.
Yes, which we could do.
I could just turn this into storage. I wonder if we can make that as a downgrade. Get rid of the kitchen, give us the money.
KZ,
and
do you do downgrades?
Do you downgrades for money? Will you pay us for a downgrade? But there's no slide on this side, which is kind of interesting. And it looks pretty good. Look how tall the slide is on that one. It's tall, really tall. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, here's the problem. It's a Schwintek. Now, everybody knows how we feel about Schwinteks. Not crazy, but the good thing is this is a very small slide. Look, it really only comes out. It looks like it's got about 18 inches. And it is a double track Schwintek, and it is a modern Schwintek, so hopefully they got that fixed. The other thing is the auto leveling system is the more simple type of auto leveling system that is part of that. And then the propane tanks are both over on this side, which is fine. But I kind of like the auto leveling system that has the screen that tells you what's going on. I think I'd rather have that. But you can't have everything. Here's the other kind of weird thing I'm not really crazy about on this rig. It has got one of these Furrion Insta-Hot type of water heaters. And for boondocking, I'm not sure if this is the best thing. We'll have to see. I'll have to talk to my buddy Mark and see what he thinks of these Insta-Hot. I prefer just the old school 12-gallon water heater. It gives me about 15 minutes of hot water when we're hooked up to connections. And when we're boondocking, you get the hot water fast and you don't waste a lot of water by turning it on and off. We use that little Navy shower valve. So that I'm not sure for boondocking if that's the better choice. What do you think? So here is the wet bay inside the 240. Hopefully I'm going to stay dry here. But it's a very simple wet bay, but it does have the very similar system that we had in the Grand Design 310. Has the same little knobs, the same system, so that'll be very familiar to us. But it doesn't have a real separation between the basement, and doesn't have a separate compartment. You have this little runner right here that keeps the water from going into the basement, but I'd be worried about water intruding from the wet bay into the basement. We'll have to see. But they do have this nice plastic diamond grid here. Got the ladder on the other side from our current rig. But look how tall the back of the rig is off the ground. That's what we want right there. We want that clearance.
Because 24, we want the drop frame. So now you get the large storage.
Oh, this is a drop frame.
Right. So you got the additional storage in there.
Holy Jesus, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that changed in 24. So
well,
any of the
Mark's is not a drop.
Yeah, any of the half tons will have that.
Oh, that was one of the things I was really like, I don't want to give up my drop frame because I have this huge, I can sit up in my basement. I probably can sit up on this one too.
Might not
Well,
be able to.
Not quite as tall.
It's not quite as tall because you're not a full profile.
Right.
So that part is there, but that's what you are. That's your half.
Oh, that's amazing, dude. Here we go, baby. Let's see the basement. How you doing? Okay, there's the basement. Plenty big. Now, is it as tall as my Grand Design basement? No. Sitting up in here is not going to happen. So even though it's a drop frame, it doesn't have as much head height. I'd say this has got a foot less, not foot less, maybe 8 inches less of head height, because I can sit up easily in the basement of the of my Solitude, but definitely can't do it here. But this basement is vastly improved in its size compared to the non-drop frame version of this RV. But what I would do is I would take this wall out here and take it out, and that way I have clear space from the basement into the front basement and be able to utilize that space a lot better. Let's pop this baby up here. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. I am in the front basement here. Now, this is a good sized front basement. Plenty big. Nice strong bottom, steel bottom. Got the jacks in here. There's the jack. And there's our wiring coming in. This, I'd probably just take this out completely. Electric front jacks here instead of the hydraulics. You can probably see these in the inside here. See, here's the electric jacks right here. So there's the electric jacks. What I want to do is go underneath and see what the suspension looks like. Let's take a look underneath. And this is the kind of thing that I want to see right here. Is this extension that's reinforced with a bar that goes all the way to the other side. And then nice tall leaf springs. And that looks really good. And it looks like it does the same thing on the front of the axles. The other thing I want to show is, see this extra reinforcing in here? Got extra reinforcing right in here on these hangers. So this comes down from the I-beam and attaches there. It gives it that extra clearance. That's what really makes the difference here between this KZ and the Solitudes. I want that extra clearance, which is awesome. What a difference that is. The equalizer between the axles is the CRE 3000. Very similar to what we have on the Solitude, but you see that extra reinforcement on the spring hangers? This is what's awesome right here. So those babies really shouldn't bust off. Look at this, Goodyear Endurance tires too. Holy jeez. Okay, we came on Industry Day to take a close look at a bunch of rigs. We're back on Friday, which is a regular day, and it's a lot more fun here, but there's people everywhere.
It's so much hotter than it's supposed to be.
And the best thing is the prices are up on the RVs today.
Check this out.
So this is the KZ that we're looking for. It's like a 30-foot KZ, $56,995. We'll see if we can get them to do better than that. But this is definitely probably our top contender.
And the thing is, this is very close to the amount of money we're getting from the insurance company, so it might be a wash.
Yeah, I like it. Maybe 40. Okay. Which we really like this rig. There's a lot. I like the floor plan. We like a lot of things. The one thing we don't like, this window here, this window here, and this window up here. None of these open, which kind of sucks. That means you won't get any breeze from this end of the RV going through. Trying to figure out how to make the windows work if we can get them that with windows that open in the back, because having three sides that really have no windows is not going to be an option for us. Okay, we're back at our rig after the show because we have to drive back and forth from Gainesville to Tampa, back and forth to the show to find our rig. Now, are we crazy for crossing this KZ off of our list just because those three windows in the back don't open because of code? The window thing was really bugging us. So we actually went back to KZ a couple of times and asked different people if those windows could be switched out. And they equivocally said, no, the windows cannot be changed. It's some kind of code and they have to stay as a non-opening window. Now, have you ever looked at a rig and everything was awesome, you loved everything about it, but there was just one thing you could not get past? That's kind of where we are with this KZ. So leave a message in the comments if that's happened to you. You found your perfect rig, but there was just one thing that was freaking you out and you just couldn't get past it. Now, we are going to continue looking for rigs at the Tampa show, and we hope to have one by the end of the show. If you want to keep up with this, think about subscribing by clicking the link below and hit the notification bell so you get reminded when we come out with our next video, and we'll see what other rigs we saw and whether or not we got a new RV. I'm also going to leave a link to a playlist of all our recent craziness right over here. And remember, downsizing does make sense.